John Ingram, captain in the Royal Australian Navy, and his wife Ray are going through a difficult time after the death of their young son in a car accident. John decides they need a distraction and take a yacht trip to relax and recover a little. They set sail on the Pacific Ocean, hoping to find solace in the vast waters and fresh air. After a few days of calm sailing, they spot a drifting schooner. John approaches it in a small boat to see if help is needed. On board, he finds a young man named Huey Warrener. Huey tells him that his ship is sinking and that the rest of the crew have all died of food poisoning. John suggests that he come aboard his yacht to discuss the way forward. Ray at first seems calm and even sympathetic to Huey, but soon she begins to notice something strange about him. Huey seems overly confident for a man who has just experienced tragedy. He also shows an interest in Ray, which makes her uneasy. Meanwhile, John decides to return to the schooner to inspect it and make sure there is no danger. He takes a rubber dinghy and heads towards the drifting vessel. On board the schooner, he discovers a horrifying scene of signs of violence. Overturned items and the body of a woman who has apparently died under suspicious circumstances. John realizes that Huey is hiding something and returns to his yacht anxiously. When John disappears on the schooner, Huey seizes control of the yacht and locks Rhea in the cabin. He tells her that his plans are much more complicated than just escaping. Rhea realizes she is trapped and must act quickly to save herself and her husband. She tries to escape from the cabin, but Huey is always by her side, controlling her every move on the schooner. John discovers the terrible truth: Huey was the only survivor because he himself killed all the other crew members. John tries to contact Rhea, but Huey manages to destroy the radio device. Now John has to get back to the yacht and save his wife, but it won't be easy as Huey is in complete control of the situation. Ray uses every moment to try to free herself. She notices that Huey is sometimes distracted and tries to use these moments for her own purposes. One day she seizes the moment and lunges at Huey, but he easily handles her. However, this confrontation shows Ray that Huey is not as strong as he seems. This gives her hope that she can handle him. John, meanwhile, tries to get back to the yacht, but the schooner begins to sink. He finds a life raft and swims towards the yacht. As he approaches, he sees that Huey has Rhea in his sights. John realizes that he needs to act quickly and cunningly. He hides behind the yacht and watches what is happening. Huey continues to play with Rhea, telling her his plans and motives. He confesses that he actually wanted to kill everyone on the yacht and take possession of it. Rhea tries to talk him into stopping this madness, but Huey isn't going to listen. At one point, he gets distracted and Ray takes that chance to punch him. A struggle ensues, with Ray proving to be the stronger of the two. She throws Huey overboard, but he manages to grab onto the side of the boat. Ray finds a moment to send a distress signal, but Huey notices her actions and becomes enraged. His behavior becomes even more threatening. However, Ray does not give up. She continues to look for ways to get out of the situation, hoping that John will come to her rescue. At that moment, John appears on the surface of the water and helps Ray to finally get rid of Huey. Together, they get him off the yacht and try to recover from everything that has happened. The yacht is damaged and they urgently need to find a way to get home. They repair the vessel and slowly sail to the nearest shore. Along the way, they talk a lot about what happened and how it affected them. Ray confesses that she experienced real fear and now realizes how important it is to appreciate every moment of life. John shares his thoughts too, talking about what he has experienced and how it has changed his attitude to life. They both realize that they need to move on and not let past tragedies determine their future. They reminisce about their young son whom they lost in a car accident. This loss was a huge blow to both of them. John felt guilty, believing he could have prevented this tragedy. Ray, on the other hand, was crushed by grief and felt alone. The boat trip should have been an opportunity for them to overcome their inner demons and start a new chapter in their lives. However, meeting Huey added new layers to their experiences. Ray began to feel even more vulnerable and scared. She kept thinking about what might have happened if John hadn't got back in time. John, too, was shaken by what had happened and began to question his ability to protect those he loved. Their relationship became even deeper and more trusting after this incident. They began to talk to each other more, opening up and sharing their deepest fears and hopes. John would tell Ray about his job duties and the difficulties he was experiencing as an officer. Ray in turn shared her dreams and aspirations, which she often hid because of her pain. Returning to the yacht, they discover that the damage is serious. They need to make repairs to make the yacht safe and manageable again. John takes on the role of mechanic, using his skills and knowledge to get the engine and other systems back up and running. Ray assists him by performing less complex tasks such as cleaning and preparing materials. They encounter many obstacles in the repair process. Mechanisms fail, materials run out, and they have to be resourceful and patient. But it is these challenges that help them bond even more and learn to work as a team. They realize that only together can they overcome any obstacles. Finally, after much effort, they complete the repairs and prepare to return home. But before they do, they decide to make a short stop on one of the tropical islands for a little rest and to gather their strength. This island becomes a place where they can forget about all their problems and just enjoy the beauty of nature. They spend several days on the island, exploring its wild corners, swimming in the warm waters and watching exotic animals. These moments become especially precious to them as they make them feel free and alive. They discuss their future again, make plans and dream of new journeys. When the time comes to return home, they feel refreshed and full of energy. They know that life won't always be easy, but they are ready to face any challenges that come their way. When they return home, they find that the people around them have noticed a change in them. They seem more confident, happy, and relaxed.